My bad. Hey, everybody. I was on mute. My bad. I apologize. Thank you so much, Big Mook. Why do I know that name? Why do I know that name? All right, I'll think about it. As I was saying, sorry about that. This is Eddie J on crypto for growmybag.tv. We've got a ton of news. I've got like 10 points that we should be hitting on today. Right now, I have a poll up, and it's asking you guys if I was to give a class starting from the beginning, like if you bought my book, I give you from the beginning of crypto, and then walk you through different ideas and concepts about crypto. And there's a reason why I give you the beginning of crypto. And that's because it's very important for you to understand why it was born, how it was born, and the distinction between where we were going with Bitcoin, or where they were going with Bitcoin, and where they are going with altcoins. And the differences like between altcoins and tokens and NFTs, just a whole bunch of stuff that, like I said, the whole idea is to give you a foundation upon which you can build your knowledge and experience. My fear is that a lot of people don't care about what the history of crypto is, the birth of crypto. But that's all right. That's just me. For some people, hey, you don't need it. You think you don't need it. So that's a big deal. Or even better, you already have it, right? So you don't need that class. But I think there's a lot of people that actually do need that class. But right now, from everybody that's watching, a whole whopping 3 people feel that they don't need it. But that means that at least one other person feels that they do. But that's cool. That's cool. I'm just trying to get a feel for, the classes that we're putting forward, because, I did the book and I want to put together classes that will follow the book, right? Because the whole idea of the book was to be the foundation for the classes. That's how I was using it, so that you could have the book as kind of like your guide. And then we would get into deep discussion about the various sections that are there. So that's why I have the poll up. So if you have not participated in the poll, I would greatly appreciate it if you did. Now, with all that being said, there has been a lot of movement in the crypto space. And the noise that I'm hearing, the loudest that I'm hearing right now, is from Chainlink. Out of everything that I'm hearing right now, Chainlink is sounding off the most, like absolutely the most. Why is that? Let's go into it. Chainlink deal with Circle to introduce, stable coins to new markets, things like that, enhancing DeFi capabilities and enterprise use. Smart, very, very smart. Elliot, what's up, man? You thought it was you? I'm not sure what you mean by that. When you type something, there's a little bit of delay between the video that you're getting and where I'm up to. So you got to let me know what you're thinking. But thank you for joining. I appreciate it. Not only did they do that, but Chainlink is also talking about how transformation is happening in the tokenization space. And Chainlink is right there in the middle. That's 2 pieces of story, 2 stories right there for Chainlink. Making noise in crypto. Yeah, it's you too. That's my brother, in case you guys don't know. What else is going on with Chainlink? Here's something. I'm going to read you my exact note. Aptos integrates, not is integrating, not is going to integrate, but Aptos integrates Chainlink's cross-chain interoperability protocol and data feeds to support decentralized app development. That is huge. That's beyond huge. I want you to think about how this could actually play out. I think Chainlink is going to be the preferred blockchain, the preferred oracle, obviously, for the banks around the world. They're already proving it with several different, pilot programs that have been successful, that are already out there, touching multiple large banks, not teeny weeny ones, large banks. So do you think the little ones that are also going to wind up in that space are not going to run to Chainlink? Yeah, that'd be hard pressed. So Any other project working with Chainlink is going to be able to tap into so much more data, so much more interoperability. So when you talk about decentralized development, that is going to be a key factor. How much data do you have access to? And then what can you use, what can you do with that data? Elliot, you know what I'm talking about because you're a big time IT guy. You're a big time dev. So I'm sitting there, I'm thinking about that, and I'm just like, wow, I hadn't even thought about that from a decentralization perspective. Hadn't even thought about that. So Chainlink knows it's about to explode. It's about to blow the heck up. I keep telling you guys about, connective tissue. You know what I mean? What I mean by connective tissue are those projects that are leveraged so much by other projects that they become an integral piece to more things, even indirectly than directly. That's what I find to be huge. So when I think about Chainlink, when I think about oracles and everything else, Oracle is going to play a major part. Chainlink is obviously going to have to grow its network to be able to handle the amount of traffic, the amount of data. Chainlink is going to be huge. Here's something else I want you to wonder about. How long will it be before Chainlink goes, yeah, we're going to unleash AI on the data that we have access to slice and dice that data and serve that up as chunks to whoever needs that kind of data. Wow. Now, not done with this train of thought. Visa is out there trying to make sure that it is seen, both Visa and MasterCard, frankly, so that they are seen as the gateway between digital transactions and what they're calling real world transactions. Now think about this. How long will it be before digital transactions are real world transactions? How's that? Tell me that's not big, right? Here's something else to consider. Look at what Visa does. Look at what all credit card companies do. Not from the processing of charges and things like that, but the, brokers of data. What do you think Chainlink is? Pith. They are brokers of flipping data, ever-changing data, being developed into your systems, into your applications that everybody has access to. So the thought was, in my head, when I first started covering this stuff was, will MasterCard, Visa, other credit card companies join in that, that whole data broker game in the Web3 space? And I'm not seeing it. I'm seeing everything else but that. That's a problem. Because it continuously tells me that there's a short period of time that they're going to have to correct course. So I keep looking at Chainlink. I keep looking at Pith. I keep looking at oracles that have the strength of network and growing data sustain their future, right? Chainlink is making big moves. I'm expecting Chainlink to hit hard in the very near future. And when I say hit hard, I mean hit really hard. Really, really hard. So then you have some news came out that there might be a little bit of backlash over Vanguard not allowing any access to spot ETFs, crypto spot ETFs. I said it before and I'll say it again. I don't know how you could be upset. You have the ability to go to another broker with your allotment and say, hey, I want exposure to these things. And they'll go do it for you. But they're upset that I'm with Vanguard and I can't do that. Here's probably one of the reasons why they're upset with Vanguard. When you go get a new job at a company, they got a 401k plan. They have different plans that you can get involved with. And there's Vanguard. There's no BlackRock. You know what I mean? In most places, you don't have access to all of that, and Vanguard might have cornered the market for that particular company, in which case you have no exposure from a 401k perspective. Frankly, I think you should be doing more than your 401k. It's already been proven that the 401k does not cover what you need to cover for retirement. Your 401k is not enough. I dropped that video last week. Your 401k is not enough. Straight up. Do your own research and you'll see 401k is not enough. You're gonna have to invest. You're gonna have to invest or work for the rest of your life. So one of the two. Or both. You might have a good time doing it. But Vanguard is catching flack over that. And I'm like, do you people look at Vanguard's holdings? Do you like, I don't think people look into Vanguard's holdings. Vanguard is the largest holder of BlackRock. They've got more BlackRock than BlackRock has BlackRock. Period. They have other holdings that are in the digital space that have that digital exposure as well. So there are different ways to get there. But those people that are giving backlash to a company that doesn't want to directly have any involvement in, the digital space, why are you upset? Again, you have choice. And if you don't have choice, you can have your 401k do this, give less to the 401k and give more to your private investments. Just saying, there are things that you can do. I'm not sticking up for Vanguard, right? They made a conscious choice that they're not going to get in the game. They're like, why should we get in the game? They're in the game. We own them. Keep it moving. Mathematically, business-wise, smart move. Give people a choice. People that want the purity and people that don't. And that's what they're saying. That's what they're saying. Something else that I'm thinking about is, DBS. There was a story that was out that said DBS holds, hey, Victor, holds about $650 million worth of Ethereum. And they came out and they were like, no, we don't. We don't. But I read the statement from the spokesperson and I'm kind of like, that's really weak. That's really weak. It was a very weak statement. So all they said was, no, we don't have that on our books. So I'm wondering if the wallet that was identified that has the 650 million actually has a portion of that allotted for the bank. Or another question that came up was, or does that bank have that wallet because they're the custodian for their customers? And we're going to have to wait and see. But that's actually big news. Other really good news that I saw, I actually have an account with Gate.io. No, they don't pay me for anything. Nobody pays me for anything. Not that I would be upset about it, just saying. But Gate.io came out with its monthly proof of reserves or POR report. They actually hold 115%, over 115% of what they actually need. That's a very big deal. When you're looking for, when you're out there, if you go to CoinMarketCap, you can click on, you see the coins, but then you can also click on exchanges, and then they have ratings for all the exchanges. Something like that makes their exchange rank really high. Rank really, really high. Like I have a Gate.io account. I have another account. I have an account like everywhere. Bianca mentioned she has like 50 million accounts. I have the same thing. I have like 50 million accounts. And later on in the show, I'm actually going to show you the tool in Excel that I use to track what I'm doing. I've spent a lot of time, looking up stuff, putting in dummy data so you guys can actually see what it looks like. So, looking at Gate.io, saying that, hey, we've got 115% of what we need in our reserves. It's like 6 point something billion. It's like 6.49, or I'm sorry, 6.49, almost $6.5 billion in total reserves. Yeah, I would have no problem, and I don't. I use their platform. When I first got started, my brother and I used to bounce things. I was telling you guys this last night. We used to bounce things from one exchange to another exchange just because the Forex play would make us money. It would make us money. Sometimes it was like a few $100s here, a few $100s there. That was a big deal. What up, Bianca? I believe you owe Elix and I some drinks. I'm just saying. I'm just putting it out there. You know, we gave you some information, reconfirmed what you wanted. I'm just saying. You Elix and I, drinks. I'm just saying. Just joking. So looking at that, I'm kind of like, wow, that's interesting. Something else that I found interesting. Notcoin has hit, obviously they just dropped, so everything for them is going to be an all-time high. But what I'm noticing is that they're blowing up in the pay to play space, or the play to something like that, P2P space. And I'm sitting there, I'm just kind of like, very smart. Passive earning within a game, within games, inside, Telegram. Again, directly reaching out to those 900 million plus addresses in Telegram. Just saying. It's a captive audience, and eventually it'll come out of that space and reach others. Very interesting. That also means that Toncoin is going to have a lot of fun. I think the potential of Toncoin is going to be big. I think it's going to be very big. So yeah, I'm still carrying a big bag of Ton. I do not have any Notcoin. I haven't even researched how to get it. And I have, obviously, if I haven't researched how to get it, I haven't researched how to offload it. Doesn't mean that I won't. We've been really, really busy. We've been really, really busy. There's some new features that we're going to introduce. I'm most likely going to do it early next week, just so that we could play around with it. Put some polish on, make sure everything's good. But I think you guys are going to be very happy. Something else. Hester Pierce. She is what is she? A director? She's a commissioner with the SEC. And as a commissioner with the SEC, she's become basically, mother crypto. And she's like, we should have a sandbox for cross-border transactions for transparency and everything else. And remember, for you guys that were on last night, you remember I was talking about the ability for governments to collect taxes on repatriated money. And cross-border transactions, I mean, if I send money to my friend in Ireland, that's a cross-border transaction technically, right? It's a cross-border transaction. But crypto doesn't have borders. Fiat has borders. Crypto does not. So how does the government collect on that? Well, having something like a sandbox where you can see what's going on, how it's happening, all that good stuff, that's where it could happen. Matter of fact, here you go, Bianca. Really good red I'm sipping on right now. It's a Malbec from Argentina. Tastes so good. Anyway, y'all deserve a drink. I owe y'all one. You always come do the best. We try. We definitely try. Here's a note for you guys. I'm going to call Elliot out. He's probably going to get upset with me. I'll hear about it later. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I'll take your union card. You know how I talk about, I don't care about, technical analysis. When it comes to crypto, I don't care about technical analysis. When it comes to stocks and options, I absolutely care about technical analysis. One of the best TAs I've ever seen is actually Elliot. He's one of the best. He's built bots, on Thinkorswim. Elliot's an awesome technical analyst. So I'm just calling that out because, I can. So just saying. There are certain things that you should be paying attention to, and technical analysis is one of them. I just don't think it applies to crypto yet as it applies to options, stocks, bonds, treasuries, that kind of stuff. At some point it will, right? Because right now everything's going up because of volatility in the space. But at some point there's just going to be everyday adoption where we will no longer talk about adoption because it will just be, right? So if it's just one of those things where it's just going to be, it just exists. That's just how we do things. We walk into stores, we pay with fiat, we pay with crypto, we pay with different cryptos. That's just how it's going to be. At that point, you'll kind of see a leveling off in that volatility. And then you'll be comparing volatility between the cryptos the same way we do between the fiat. dollar versus yen versus franc versus, not franc, but the EU, all that. That's the way I think it's going to go. So that's why, having that eye on technical analysis and those kinds of things, going back to fundamentals, the way I told you about how to trade or what I do to trade, it's not how I get into a particular, monetary vehicle, but it's also how I get out of. How do I, stem my risk, or how do I realize profit? It all depends on speed of the transaction. And part of that transaction is you. So you have to know how I can get it and how I can get rid of it. And so many people don't pay attention to how they can get rid of it, where they can get rid of it. I don't do it just for, I can get rid of it here. I want to know, can I get rid of it in how many places? Because I want to be able to determine who's moving faster, who still has the fastest rate, right? So if I'm awake in the U.S., right? I'm in California, I'm awake in the U.S. Am I awake in Europe? Those prices might not have hit Europe yet. I might still have a chance to cut my losses or experience greatest gain, depending on where I can offload whatever I'm trying to move. This is why I tell you guys, do your own research, understand what you're doing, understand how you're doing it, where you're doing it. It's a very big deal. And that's why I say it, right? Elliot knows. We used to do it all the time when we first got started. It was just one of those things because we were learning. Over 10 years ago, we were just learning. Oh, we have these exchanges, those exchanges. We can buy and sell on these exchanges, but we notice that this exchange doesn't have everything we want to play with. So we've got to go to this exchange. Holy moly, look at this list of exchanges and how much just Bitcoin costs on this exchange versus that exchange. Big deal. Things that we should be paying attention to. And like I said, sooner or later, depending on the coin that you're talking about, and the first coin that's going to get to that kind of more stable space is going to be Bitcoin. You'll be able to predict its growth and fall based on technical analysis. Not yet, but in the future, yes. And like I said, to me, Elliot is one of the best. I could have a world-renowned TA give me some information, I'm still going to turn to Elliot and be like, what do you think? Like straight up, no joke. Just a little reminder, I have a poll up. Please vote on that poll. It's really going to help me figure out what kind of classes I should be putting up. Are people interested in the kind of classes we want to put together? Again, we're following the book that I published so that you have an idea about where crypto got started, where it's going, the various terms, all that kind of stuff that's there. So just want to know like how you guys are feeling about it. Anyway, what else do we have? Bianca, I'm surprised you don't have any questions. Spend Cookie's not here. Actually, I think I know why he's not here. Big Mook, do you have any questions? Victor, are you still around? Do you have any questions? Trying to make sure that I answer everybody because last night was very, very lively. Tonight's Thursday, and Thursday in New York, that's like Friday for the rest of us. But you know what we should do? While we're waiting for them, we should actually take a look. Boom. So this is actually the workbook that I use to track what I'm doing. So everything starts with the purchases that I have, right? So on any given day, I would have made a purchase, right? Let's look at line number 1. I would have made a purchase. It's a buy, not a sell. And you could tell I have buy and sell right there. I've got the wallet that I'm holding it in. You have a choice of a ton of wallets. These are just the wallets that are in use right there. But you can actually see that there's a ton of wallets that you have to choose from. Wallets, exchanges, custodial, non-custodial, all in one spot. Same thing for exchanges and DEXs, right? We have the quantity that you've purchased, the purchase price. These are all things that you put in. And then you capture your fees when you can so that you can actually understand how much should I really spend acquiring that particular thing, right? And that's a very big deal. We should actually be paying attention to things like that because it costs us money, right? Then if you're really paying attention, you keep going across and you say, okay, don't pay attention to investment old. Like I said, I'm trying to clean this up so that, we could put it on the market for you guys. Then you have the cumulative sum of how much you have. So throughout this whole list, I've purchased that amount from starting from there. And it just keeps adding and adding and adding or subtracting depending on what the transaction is. Same thing for the, for the investment, all that good stuff for that particular investment. Then you have a quote for what it is right now. Then then it tells you over the past 24 hours, this is how much you've made or lost as a percentage. Same thing for dollar, and how much you've made or lost since your initial trade, line by line for each one, right? And I'm gonna show you something in a couple of seconds. This is also where you see this. You guys should actually be familiar with this in that I show you my 25 losers, my 25 winners, and this is off the top 250 coins off of CoinMarketCap, right? Top 250 coins. And it all rolls up. Let me just check to make sure nobody has any questions. Yeah, I clicked Chrome and I wasn't supposed to. Just bear with me again. All right. So hopefully we were able to stay. Yeah, the stream is still up. All right. So just soaking in the knowledge. I'm Big Mook. I'm hoping that it's good knowledge for you, for everybody. Elliot, I would say thank you, but you're my brother, so yeah, don't worry about it. So everything rolls up. All of those purchases that you made roll up to a single view. That single view is going to say, oh, here's all of the Matic that you purchased, and here is your strike price based on all of the individual purchases, the number, the amount of that particular coin that you purchased for each one. It does the math for you. It says, okay, for you to make money, Matic's got to be at 93 cents, 93 point, blah, 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 blah. So call it 94 cents, right? And it gives you the rest of the information that goes across. So you have your profit loss, your total value, all that stuff. And right now, you would look at this, this big dashboard right here, and you'd be thinking, oh my God, I'm making big money. Look at that. I invested 40,000, almost 41,000. I made 26. My total value is 67. I'm under, I'm under right now, less than 1%, and I'm up, right? 64.26%. Not bad. That's a great portfolio until we come over here and we say, I have charts for this, and we show you everything that you've done, same dashboard right here, but now you can see the charts. I've only got 1, 2, 3, 4 things that are making money for me, and everything else sucks. Everything else sucks. And I did that because I wanted to see, well, how is my portfolio actually performing? Somebody asked me yesterday, I think it was D-Mac asked me, would I dump XRP to get into Bonk? This is one of the tools that I would be using to make that determination, right? I'm losing, 96%, 97% on UFO. Again, this is all fictitious data. I made up all this data. It's like, if you look at the purchases, you can tell it's 19, it's from 2021. But when you're looking at these charts, you're like, holy moly, I suck. Right? I'm like, oh my God, look, what did I do? But then you start to realize, well, I can make up for this. I can buy some now, bring down my strike price, and when it goes up a little bit, I'm closer to being in the black or something else like that. This is what I pay attention to. So if I was going to pull a trigger on something that said, would I sell XRP to get into Bonk or something else? This chart is going to tell me the truth. It's going to tell me the truth on how I'm doing. And then you have a nice little visual over here. Let me see if I can move this chart over. Can I move that whole thing over? Yeah. And then make this bigger. Okay, there you go. So you can make this a little bit bigger so you can actually see, the different things. So it's got everything that's here, but in here, showing you kind of a pictorial view of how well you're doing, how much of that holding makes up your portfolio. So clearly, Bitcoin makes up almost $54,000 of that total 67. That's Now you know why I love this workbook. And it took us a while to actually pull this together. I started just thinking about, what do I want to see? What do I not want to see? I call my brother Elliot and be like, yo, E, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? And, should we do this? Should we do it? And we have a whole bunch of things that we actually want to do. And if you look down here, you can see we're pulling data from CoinGecko. We're pulling data from DeFi Llama. We're pulling data from different places to give us these different views to help us make informed decisions. And this visual tells you, hey, I'm in the red, I'm in the green, I'm neutral, whatever. It'll help you figure out what's there. So this is what we're putting together for everything that we're doing. So if that's something that you're interested in, I would love to know. I would love to know. Drop me a note right here to let me know if that's something you guys like. So far, 9 votes, and no, it doesn't matter to me, but yes, start from the beginning. Because the same kind of conversations that we're having here, we would, for the live class, we'd be having the same conversation, but about that specific content, right? I listened to that first section. I actually have audio version of it. I listened to that first section of the book, about the foundations. And, well, there it goes. I was listening to that, and I noticed that it took like 20 or so minutes to get through that first set. But that's reading straight through. So it's not one of those, yes, I'd like that workbook. So, Mick, one of the things that we're going to do is, Elliot's a smart ass. I would buy it if I didn't already have it. Smart ass. One of the things we're going to do is I would offer pricing on the classes that would have 2 different flavors. First flavor would be you get the book and the class. Second flavor would be I don't need the book. I just want the class. I can take my own notes. That way you have a choice on whether or not you want the book included. Excuse me. So I'm trying to be as helpful, as possible, but only deliver things to people that they want. And I have a funny feeling that delivering the foundations, I'm pretty sure I'm going to do the foundation first. I'm going to try to do it in order. I'll do the foundation first, and those who want it will show up, and those who don't won't. We're going to record it. Thank you for that, Elliot. What we're going to do is we're going to record the live version, right? And so we would have the live version, right? Real, in real life, live version. Then we would record that. That would be another class. And then we'd have a pre-recorded version where it just goes through the content as it is. But I really think most people are probably going to want a live class. The reason why we're going to record the live classes is because it's not like I'm going to be able to do the live class, all the time. That's going to be difficult. That would be very, very difficult, right? To be able to record the live class and record it in the various time zones. So I just figured, we'll do the live class, record the live class, questions and everything, and release both of those. I'm wondering about, does it pay to just have the content? I'm kind of like, no, there's probably just be a live class, then a recorded version of the live class. And here's something else that we're going to have that we can do with our platform. You can actually take an exam after the class. I know it sounds silly, but wouldn't you like to be sure that you know the content? Because you're going to be using this if you're listening to me right now, you're going to be using this on a go forward basis. You're going to have that information in your head on a go forward basis. So why not? Why not take the test? It doesn't cost you anything extra. It's a part of the class. So I'm just wondering if my feed is messing up. Saying I'm picture in picture. Yeah, my bad. I forgot to turn it off. Thank you, E. How's that? Am I going to lose my union card because of that? Yeah, Elliot's probably going to take my union card because of that. Yeah, that's probably what's going to happen. Nothing like family to truly let you know what you're doing right, what you're doing wrong. I appreciate it. Thank you. So that's where I'm going with everything that we're working on right now. We've got more services. So that app that I showed you, that Excel, workbook is going to be one thing. Then obviously we'd have an online version on growmybag.tv for everything else. Suspended? What do you mean by suspended? Am I suspended? It says I'm still streaming. I don't know what you mean by suspended. But it does look weird. It looks like you're not, it looks like it's way behind from where I am right now. But the other app that we're going to have, I'm not, my union card. He's saying my union card will be suspended, but not permanently snatched. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you. Nothing like family to be a pain in the ass. But the idea would be we would have the Excel workbook, and then on growmybag.tv, obviously we'd be able to do a heck of a lot more with that app, And so we'd also put it there. So there's a lot of stuff that we would do. Yeah, there's crazy lag, and I don't know why. I have no idea. It's not something I can fix. That's definitely a YouTube thing. But that's where we're going with it, everybody. That's what I'm trying to do. We've got more stuff coming. Did you know that if you are a member on YouTube, if you're a member on growmybag.tv, do you know all of the articles that we drop? There's a regular article section. That's for, the lower level guys, low level folks, sorry. And then there's an insight section that gets added to that. And that's where a bulk of the articles are. So everything that I talk about during the crypto overflow, all of those articles go over into insights. That's an added benefit. And so everything I'm talking about right now, I'm just reading bullet points, but those are full blown articles that you can dig into. So just putting that out there for you so you guys know what's actually there. If you're already a paid member on YouTube, do not subscribe. And if you already have, we'll take care of it. We'll figure out a way. We'll figure out something, or, give you a discount on classes, whatever it is. We'll figure it out. But if you're already a member, don't do anything. We're going to take care of it. If you become a new member, we've got a service coming out. Like I said, everybody's going to be happy. We'll get into it early next week. I'll tell you guys all about it. It's going to be great. It will be great. I promise you, it's going to be, you'll find it to be incredibly convenient. So subscribers will get something and members will get even more, like way more. So that's the difference. Anyway, this is Eddie J on crypto for growmybag.tv. I really hope that you like what I'm doing. If you do, just drop me a note, say hello, let me know. And you know what I really want? I would really appreciate, we used to do this at the beginning. I would really appreciate if you would let me know where you're from. Like Bianca, I have no idea where you're from. Mick, I have no idea where you're from. Big Mook, drop me a note. I love knowing where everybody's from. Because of this channel, I've made friends all over the world. All over the world. And it's amazing and it's great. One of my friends, I think Sean is from Canada, but I think they live overseas. He's the one that told me that Canada Broadcasting Corporation used one of my clips. So that was awesome. Anyway, Arkansas, I have to remember that. 919 ENTS. Mr. J, can we get a yearly price quote for GMB? I would like to pay upfront one time. Here's the problem with that. YouTube does not allow you to pay 1 year upfront. So if you come in through YouTube, I can't do anything with that. On growmybag.tv, it's yearly. Right? We have a yearly subscription for just the articles which is like $6 a year. We have a higher level at $12 a year. Obviously, at some point we'll adjust the pricing, but right now that's what it is. That gives you everything on the website, except for classes, obviously, duh, and obviously not the book, but it gives you access to all of the sections that are there. It's a full-blown social media site. I mean, we still have to add polish to it. We're doing it right now. There's a lot of stuff going on over there. If you're a content creator, you're really going to want to talk to me. Imagine being able to pull your people over a hint, pull your community over from YouTube over to your website. Nothing better. Now, obviously, the most ideal way to join would be, well, you have YouTube and you have the website. Join through YouTube and you get the benefit of both. So like through YouTube, you have basically this private channel, because I've had it open to subscribers, but really we're going to shut it back down and it's going to be only for members. The way it started, the way it's supposed to be. I'm just trying to share with as many people as possible right now. And yeah, we do have, so members would get this first, question and answer, all that good stuff. Bahamas, KG3 2020. What's up? I need to come visit. I've never been to Bahamas. My mother's been to Bahamas like 50 million times. Woman's got to take me. And she's not online tonight. I'm surprised. But yeah, we're going to have to get back to members only in this space. And subscribers, because when you come on the site, subscribers get the $6 version, members get the full-blown version. Trust me, it's going to be great. Like, we're growing. If you look at the number of points that I have tonight, so that I made 10 points, those are 10 full-blown articles that are on the site right now. Just saying. Thanks to you, sir. That was a setup for all who's getting going to what's good. Get noobs. Dude, I'm still a noob. I had, everybody thinks I know everything. I don't. I just research it out the yin yang. You know what I mean? And there's still stuff that I'm learning, like how the banks are operating in DeFi space. Just all of that is brand new. I want you to think about it like this. If you're looking at the stock market, do you see all the different vehicles that you can use? You have stocks, options, bonds, treasuries, all that stupid stuff, right? Then you have futures, where you can buy calls, you can buy puts. You have all of these different things. You can use leverage. If you look at the traditional financial space and you look at crypto, they're trying to bring all that stuff over here. Hence DeFi. So if I want a loan, if I'm going for a mortgage, am I going to go to a bank? Maybe. But now there are other options that are out there. Elix, Georgia, man. What's up? I have friends in Georgia. Born and raised in Long Island, New York. Wow. It's going to be interesting. We should sit down and have a drink. Like, what made you go to Georgia? That's actually pretty interesting. I have a friend that's down there in Georgia right now. She does logistics. She travels for logistics. But yeah, Phoenix. Mick is in Phoenix. Yo, Big Mook in Ohio. What's up? I love hearing about this. So we've got people all around the United States. We have people out of country. My people in Europe are probably sleeping right now. Like, I don't hear from them about recordings, crypto overflow until the next day, obviously, or in the middle of the night. That's how I found out from Sean. It was practically in the middle of the night that I found out. But anyway, this is Eddie Joe and Crypto for GrowMyBag.tv. If you like what we're doing, I love hearing from you guys. I love hearing about what we're doing, how we're doing it, improvements that we might be able to make. I love critiques. I hate criticism, but I love critiques. Critiques are meant for you to improve. Criticisms don't offer you any ideas on how to improve. They're just people wagging their fingers at you. So love critiques. So that's great for me. You're definitely welcome to visit with open arms. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I live in Houston, travel for a living. Wow. I used to be in Houston, BMC Software. I used to consult BMC Software. So I was in Houston for somewhere between 3 and 6 months. It was a while ago, so I don't remember everything. Anyway, everybody, have a great day. Enjoy the rest of your day. Get some rest. Do your research. I think we're pretty much, when we get the numbers tomorrow for PCE, basically how much consumers are spending, I think we're going to be poised for a little bit of a bump up. That's what I'm thinking. All right. Hold it. Bianca had a question. Have you seen the Tucker coin? What's my rule, Bianca? What's my rule? You need to tell me what their rank is on CMC, right? What their market cap is. I mean, there's a whole bunch of other information, but I need to know that before I will even think about looking at it. So no, I've never heard of it. Not even close. Never even came close to hearing about it. But we could cover it. Maybe that's what I should do. Is one day, if you're a member and you ask me a question like that, maybe I'll just do the research on the spot and tell you what I see and why I would shut it down real fast. Like somebody asked me, I think DMAC. Was it DMAC? It was somebody that asked me about Turbo. Said Turbo's really great. Blah blah blah. Yeah, meme coin, supposedly made by AI. I know I was supposed to let you guys go, but this one was interesting. Supposedly made by, AI, wasn't made by AI. AI said, these are the steps that you're supposed to do. So a human being went and did it. It's not made by artificial intelligence. So pay attention to things like that. Something else that I wanted to bring up to your attention, when I was looking up everything that was going on with Notcoin, there was another coin that was kind of flipped into the article. I'm not going to say the name of the coin because it doesn't matter, but be wary of articles that are supposedly giving you information about one coin and then slide more reference about another coin into the article, right? Because that's the other article trying to get street cred. I'm not the article. That's the other coin, the people from the other coin trying to get street cred. That's not cool. That's not cool at all. So be very wary of that. Be very, very wary of that. Wow, WWF. It's so small over there. Is that TNA? Oh, I don't know. You gotta spell things out. I'm not gonna know what that means. Love to you. Don't do it. It's a slippery slope. Yeah. Nah. We gotta know what we get. Wrestling. Okay, my bad. Yeah. No, I don't do wrestling. Skip that. Not since I was a kid, coming off the top rope on my brothers and stuff. And with my own kids, beating them up, having fun. From Puerto Rico, living in Orlando, Florida. What part of Puerto Rico? I have friends from like all over Puerto Rico. So I've always been interested. But that's crazy cool. And I slide and bust my head a few times. Yep, that was me too. Anyway, I got to let you guys go. I know there's stuff that you guys got to do. Well, obviously, be on again tomorrow, have more news. We'll probably have more economic data to talk about, things like that, how companies are reacting. Usually Fridays are a sell-off, right? So I'm going to be interested to find out, well, are they selling off there and then moving some of that money over to crypto, or is it, crypto wide? We'll see what happens. But I'm expecting a little bit of a bump from crypto now that we have some solid footing where we are right now. Anyway, everybody, thank you so much. I greatly appreciate you. Thank you. Have a good one. Bye-bye.